249D211 coming at you with another video. This video is regarding 100% all English Dark Magician deck, and I've been talking about this for about a year and 2 months. People don't take it serious. I know because a lot of people don't contact me regarding some of the versions that I make. The people who do, they complain that I don't know how to make decks, and there's been 6 people that have tried my decks. Either they had bought some or they just tried my version of my deck, and they have one. They're locals, even currently, like a week ago. So I've seen people in the past, like more than a year. I've seen them play, and I can tell that they can win. Their locals, but they don't know how to play the Dark Magician. But it's nothing rare because a lot of like I've always said, honestly, more than 90% of Dark Magician players don't know how to play Dark Magician. Um, so I created this budget deck. If you look at it carefully, you got 2 Dark Magician, 2 Apprentice, 1 Dark Magician Girl, 3 Alistair, which is arguably the best normal summon in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then 2 Rod, 1 Spellbook, Prophecy, 3 Magician Souls, 1 Saravas, the Ancient and Ascended, Dark Magic Attack, Magicalized Fusion, and then you have um, the Invocation. And to be honest with you, this one I'm gonna switch it for Twin Twister just to unbreak. I can play a Feather, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because sometimes you need something to pop your own Mystic Mine, or something that you need to pop, or you need to discard to unbreak. That's one of the thing about my builds. The decks are meant. Sometimes you get top tier, but because your opponent negates 2 or 3 of your cards, it turns you into a brick. I can still unbreak my hand, even with a brick hand. You really have no excuses of why you break or why you lose. You lose either it's simple, you suck, or either the deck sucked. That's just how simple it is. For me, the other one is Invocation, then Veil to unbreak your hand again, and then the Spellbook Engine, which is the secrets, the knowledge. Then you have Upstart, and then Preparation and Rights to just search the Sarava. Sometimes you really need it because you need to make a play. 3 Soul Servants, 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Super Poly, 1 Restage, 1 Right Hand for the spells, 1 Circle, 2 Meltdown, Magical Meltdown, 1 Salvation, 1 Mystic Mine, 2 Eternal Souls, um, and one there can only be one. And then which I've said for the last like 9 months or so, this is a YCS card, is like top tier. That card alone kills Flunderees. It kills a lot of decks, man. Like even YCS champion decks, it kills them all. It kills Dark Magician, kills all sorts of decks. So our deck is an Invoke, Dark Magician, Dragon Knight. So we got Dragon Monsters, Spellcasters, um, and the Machine. I think their Machine. Yeah, Machine. So it doesn't affect us at all. We're not affected by it. So you can have your Dragoon. I'm sorry, you can have your Dragon Knight, Dark Magician, with the loop of Circle Eternal, and then you can have Macabre. So those are the 3 boss monsters. When you get it on the field, it's 100% win rate. As you can see, there's no Anaconda, nor it has Black Dragon or Ref on our deck. Um, so the reason for that is because I was trying to squeeze anywhere in between $350 and $400 English. Like the finished deck is not super fast, it's a little slow, but the power behind it is heavy. Like your opponent can special summon the 5 monsters, 5 fusions in the first turn, and it doesn't matter. You're able to get out of it and slow them down in control. fully control, not just partial. Like you're fully in control on the deck. You decide what goes and what doesn't. Um, and then for the extra deck, it's super cheap. I have this actual extra deck. I have 2 copies if somebody wants to buy it. The two macabres, $2 to $3 each. $10 for the Dragon Knight. The Dark Magicians, I have $80 one if somebody wants it in there. The Super Poly Targets, the Naruto. You have Celine, Phoenix, Access Code Talker, and then you got Crawley, Whelp, and then you got Chalice, and you got Mangetsu, the Moon Maiden, and then the Inmak. So if you pull out the cards that obviously you don't want in the deck is the Dark Magicians, you pull that out. This extra deck is probably somewhere around $80 to $90. You're not gonna beat that. You're not beat it. You're not gonna find it anywhere. I'm guarantee you. If you pull out more monsters like Celine, you pull out Celine. The deck is even a lot cheaper. Like I'm serious. You can even squeeze this deck for like 30, the extra, and you don't need the other ones. You just need it to be competitive. Like if you're playing in a tournament. But if you want to play with your friends, you don't need the Dark Magicians. You don't need Access Code Talker. And Celine, you don't really need her, but you can play something else to substitute it. It really is like a $20 to $30 extra deck fusion deck, so it's pretty sick. Now the interesting part, when I started dueling, I dueled 12 times in a row, and I found an issue. I dueled a few times after, and everybody is doing one or two things. Either they're losing by timeout because they don't know what to do, or the other thing would be they're surrendering to this budget deck. This is supposed to be a budget. It's not even competitive. It's not even worthy of like to be in my decks, because usually I have just really super competitive and decks that play tournament. I didn't consider this to be one of them, but to be honest with you, I'm surprised. It's doing really, really well. If somebody wants to buy this deck, I have 2 copies, 100%, everything sleeved, ready to go. The decks are gonna be anywhere from $350 to $400. They might not have all the extra deck monsters to lower the price, but it has everything else. Honestly, I'm gonna show you a duel. So I dueled against this guy, and I told him I was testing. And then if you read the messages, I had told them I already played close to 50 duels, and everybody's either timing out or surrendering. Not all 50. I played 50 duels, but out of them, a great majority surrender, somewhere around 20 surrenders, and then times out around 15, something like that. And just as I was talking to the guy, boom, automatically he surrendered when I told him that. And you can argue and say like, oh, he surrendered because you said that. No, look at the duel. He had a Despia deck. The guy claimed that he had won like 6 in a row. He summoned all the Despia stuff, all his Despia cards played and everything. But it didn't matter what he did. I had 100% control of the field. I had control of what was played, what was not played. There was nothing he can do. I feel like putting Imperial Custom to protect my spell and traps. That way he can never get rid of Skill Drain and Eternal Soul. Like, as soon as they're played, they're there to stay. Like, you either get used to it or surrender. So I want to add it to it, but not right now. But I want you guys to check out the duel. So here we go. So if you pay closer attention, I'm fully controlling everything. I'm deciding what goes to the graveyard, what doesn't. I have the ability to remove cards from the graveyard. I decide what monster comes on the field, what doesn't. I decide what stays on the spell trap. And I also decide what monsters I like, what monsters I don't like. So basically, this isn't something new, it's something that I've been doing for 3 years. I fully control everything. I decide what happens and what doesn't. I also decide if I win or I lose. If I want to lose, I won't do anything. If I want to win, I'll win it. That's when you know that your deck has power. Like you're deciding whether you want to win or lose, not your opponent. He's doing a lot of things and nothing's really helping him out. So when you attack, that monster says it can be destroyed by attack, but you want to rig it so that you can enter the Eternal Encircle loop. And he's trying to bring out a monster, but it doesn't matter what he brings. Even if you brought Rapidator, the 3,500, it wouldn't matter because we're going to get Apprentice and just attack it and kill it. And if he attacked it, he would just trigger the effect, right? The loop again. And there you go. So it doesn't really matter what he brings. And then he surrenders when he figures out there's really nothing he can do. We have full control of what's happening. We decide what goes and what doesn't. So we're the bosses. So he was probably the number 18 or 20 surrender in not in a row out of 50 duels. And the rest of them were just timeout. Like people, they were playing fast, but like as soon as they see that everything they're doing is pointless, they just surrender. So this is a budget deck. It's anywhere from $350 to $400. I just created it, this specific version. So if anybody's interested, let me know. If you guys want to look at the profile again, I'm gonna update it. The deck is being tested. Usually when I sell a deck, I test it with like 100 duels, either single or I'll roughly do somewhere around 40 matches, like best out of 3. And that's when I determine whether the deck is complete or not. So this one I've had so far 50 or close to 50 duels, and it's working out just fine. I think it needs minor tweaking. Like I just had entered the Twin Twister, and then also I'm gonna require the Imperial Custom to protect the backfield. I don't even need Dragon Knight. It's even before that. So I might put Magical Meltdown more, because Magical Meltdown is like having, if you have 3 Alistar, when you have 3 Magical Meltdowns, like having 6, because basically those cards get him. So it's a Dark Magician invoked Dragon Knight because he comes out so easily. You either decide to bring him out or not. And the hand that I was building, I was leaning more because of the setup. You have to go with the setup that goes first, whatever plays. A lot of people, they don't know how to play Dark Magician or Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall. They try to force a play. That's not the way you do it. When it's kind of like, just like whatever the deck pulled, like the setup, just play the setup that is there. So I happened to get the Circle Eternal Mystic with there can only be one, then that's it. Just play that, and that's what I did, and I won. So the deck kind of directs what it wants. If you can go into a Dragon Knight, but I mean at that point I already had won the duel. He didn't know that. The duel was won in the second turn, like I've always told people for years. If you pay attention to my duels, by the second turn I already won. My opponent doesn't know it, but I already know I won. So they're just wasting my time. So hopefully you like that. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, let me know. With that being said, Dark Magic attack.